I'm going to say some stuff now, and it's going to make a lot of people feel very, very uncomfortable. Um, the people are going to react one of three ways. They're either going to be the type who says at the end of the video, "Do you know what? I learned a bit there. That's he's only confirming what I already know. I already know this." Then you get the second type who think, "I disagree. I don't agree with that at all, but that's his opinion, and he's not doing me any harm. He's entitled to his opinion." Then you got the third type. Now, the third type of people, they hear you saying things like you're saying, and they don't. If they don't want to hear it, they suddenly they try and talk over you. They try and they're trying not to let your video be played. They're trying to put you down to other people around you and things like this. And they're the same people, if you were in their company and you were saying something that made them feel uncomfortable, they would talk over you, they would shout over you, eventually they would swear. It could even come to violence. If you didn't stop talking and making them feel uncomfortable, then it would come to violence. See, because the thing is, you're taking off something that's inside their head. They put a cap on and they don't want it taken back off again. They know deep down inside that what you're saying rings true, and this makes them feel very, very uncomfortable, and they fear. They fear because there's a lot of reasons, but some of the main reasons is that they've already gone around their whole family, friends, everything else, and told them one thing about their views on everything, and you're now bringing up a different set of views, and they get scared that it's going to become common knowledge, or the people around them are going to hear it too, and then they need to try and put you down. They need to try and shut you up, and they go on an absolute bender. Believe me, I've seen it. I've seen it everywhere, and they'll go off and put you down to everybody they can, friends, family, groups on the internet, and it's just an out and out slaughter. And these are the people, you make them feel very uncomfortable, and it's quite good really, because they end up making themselves look stupid, because all this is manifesting itself because of fear. Because like I said, if they disagreed, they just disagree and dismiss the video. But as soon as they think that what you're saying is could get a bit popular and is starting to ring true in their mind, they're thinking, "Oh my God, this goes against what I've been saying." That's it. They're out to get you, and that's it. But anyway, I'm going to go on and say it now. So, if you have a general hatred for all Muslims in your heart, so you just can't stand Muslims, you're a victim of mind control. There's no two ways about it. That is it. You are a victim of mind control. And the reason being is, your reality is, as a general rule, say for people in the UK, America, France, Russia, wherever you are, wherever you live, as a general rule, you may have a job, or you may, wander down to the shops during the day, things like that. So the reality that you see is you're in your car, or you're commuting or walking. You walk down the street, you pass a few people, then you go, you go into your place of work, and whether you like it or not, it's just a job to bring some money in. Then when you come home at night, you walk in through your front door, and that inside your front door is four walls, and the only escape from that front room basically is usually just the TV, or live vision, as I like to call it. And when you go in there, what you're being fed, if you're watching mainstream media, then you're being fed absolute hatred of every single country that hasn't sold his soul to the American banking system. And these happen to all be Muslim countries as a general rule. And you'll find that they're invading these countries one by one. They've got the next few on the list. They're still after Syria, but public are quite rightly so putting a spanner in the works there. And they're going after Iran, anything they can to try and get these to be part of the monetary system, and have world dominance, like a new world order. And the trouble is that people see all this hatred, then they go down the shops or wherever you go to get if you get a newspaper, and all you see is all the headlines and all the newspaper is either Muslims, asylum seekers, and they always tend to be Muslim appearance or whatever. And they're just feeding. In no time in history have the mainstream media fed so much hatred, because now they have TV. Back in the Second World War, when they were doing this with the, what it reminds me of is what they're doing to Muslims now is exactly the same as they've done in Germany, Hitler's Germany, pre-World War II. So they're pointing at you at the enemy, saying, look at what they're doing. They're quite easy target as well, aren't they? The way they dress and the way they look. Exactly the same with a Muslim. A Muslim's got a nice big beard. Pick the ones with the beards because they stand out in the crowd. Let's all attack them and we can take over all their countries and gain the oil. You know the story. So you're being fed this enemy and you're being told who they are by the TV and the media. And believe me, they will pay one day. I know it in my heart that every single editor that puts his name to a paper that's spreading hatred and racism, the most racist bastards in the world are the UK newspapers, and it's the same with the media. All you hear all day long is just about asylum seekers or Muslims or terrorists. It's an ongoing war. We never give in to people like this in the past, and it seems like now they can use it for an agenda for people who are in positions of power. Now it can be pushed, and you've got to fear it. You've got to fear all this sort of stuff. And if you're driving down a street and you look out your car window or you're on a bus, something like that, and you see a guy of Muslim appearance, you don't know if he's a Muslim or no, but you just generally you feel, if you feel that sort of hatred inside or whatever, then you don't know him. You don't even know if he's a Muslim. You may be able to take a good guess, but you actually don't know. You don't know what he's like. But I tell you what, if you're going to walk past him in the street with an evil look, if you're going to be stood in the front line of an EDL march or something to this effect, they're going to be the opposite side of you with angry faces, and they're going to be shouting back. So you're being negative towards them. They're going to be negative back. What do you expect them to say? Oh, please like me. Fuck's sake, we're bombing all their women and children. We're sending drones over their country. We are the biggest terrorists in the world, and that's the UK and America. We are just blowing shit up everywhere. We got more military bases all over the world than anything. It reminds me so much of Hitler before the World War II. It's like they've taken a leaf out of his book and they're doing it. But the worst thing is it's already been done only a few generations ago, and it's working. And it's just down to people not being aware enough. Maybe getting a bit lazy and just sitting at home and not caring anymore. My purpose of this video is to try and tell people when you're sat in your house and you've got your four walls and your lovely family. I'm guessing you like to be there and you've got your family, and that's lovely. That's your reality. Throw the TV out the fucking window. There's your reality. Go and sit down, be with your family, right? The next thing is you walk outside your front door. You're going to go to work. What do you see? Lovely trees, maybe grass, rocks. Streams, rivers. You see lovely stars in the sky, maybe a lovely sunrise. Wonderful. That's your reality. When you get into work, I'm guessing you can tolerate it, whether you like it or no. You sort of tolerate it. You see those people. That's your reality. Your reality is not what you see on this little picture, little 2D picture. It isn't what you see in black and white print on the front of a newspaper. That is not your reality. You wouldn't even hear about those things if it wasn't for an agenda by someone else to be able to push this into you all the time. And these media bastards, they are owned so much, and they're not going to get away with this. They're priming us up for World War III, and if anybody out there are either ignoring it and just sitting back in their armchair and thinking, oh, I'm not going to stand up, I'm not going to do anything, Or maybe you're the type of person who do hate Muslims. You're going out on marches and you're writing evil things and you're giving them evil looks. You are part of it. Therefore, you are the cause of what's coming. And I tell you what's coming. It could be a nuclear war. But odds on, it's going to be pretty much like Hitler's Germany, where, you know, Muslims are just rounded up and, you know, sectioned off, whatever, locked into big camps. Is that what you want? Is that what you truly want to happen? Because I don't, and this is why I've made this video. So I don't want to see loads of people, you know, it wouldn't be gassed, it'll be something else now, but I don't want to see this going on. So that's it. And, you know, I know I'm going to get haters for this, but the time's past to try and be friends with everybody. It's time now to find out who truly are your friend and who accepts you for who you are. So cheers, bye.